Hello, welcome to lesson 7 on psychological problems, and specifically today we're going to be looking at what is addiction. Before we get cracking with looking at this unit, or this I should say this lesson, what I'd like you to do please is do go to show my homework. I would then like you please to find the attached document for this piece of work, and I'd like you to please write out the key terms. I'd like you to have a go at the activities, and I would certainly like you, whilst I'm delivering this narrative, to write key notes, please. Okay, so we're going to be looking today, as stated, what is addiction? Addiction. There are many different substances with an addictive quality, and they're used by various individuals, members of society. These range from things like caffeine and coffee drinks to energy drinks to legal drugs such as alcohol and tobacco and painkillers. And then we look at illegal drugs such as cannabis, heroin and cocaine. Some substances are much more addictive than others, and some are more harmful than others, but they can all be misused and abused. So what is substance misuse? If we're going to bat this word around like substance misuse, what is it? Let's have a look. So substance misuse is using a substance for purposes or in an amount that may be harmful and that are different to the recommended pattern of use. So a misuse of medication would include not following the doctor's instructions, such as taking more painkillers than the prescribed dose to stop a toothache, for example. Misuse of alcohol is drinking more than the recommended limit, such as drinking more than 14 units in a week, for example. Substance misuse may also lead to substance abuse and addiction, because it may be something that happens on more than one occasion. Okay. Substance abuse is using a substance in a way that will be harmful or dangerous for the person doing this substance abuse. Often affects other people, and it often affects other people as well, such as family members. Individuals who abuse substances often do so in order to experience an altered state of consciousness, or to help them deal with difficult emotions. The abuse of substance usually leads to side effects, including dependency and, of course, yes, addiction. What's the difference, though, between addiction and dependence? So dependence initially is a biological effect caused by repeated use of a substance. So a biological effect caused by repeated use of a substance, and the body only functions normally when that substance is present. So for an example, an alcoholic such as George Best might reach for the bottle in the morning just so that his body can focus in a normal way. If the substance is not present, the person will definitely experience withdrawal symptoms, and these could include headache, irritability, nausea, anxiety and tiredness, and certainly trouble sleeping. Then we move on to addiction. Okay, so what's the difference between addiction and dependency? Addiction has a biological behavioral effect. So continued substance abuse causes biochemical changes in the brain, as well as noticeable changes to behavior. Substance use becomes the main focus of the addict, regardless of the harm that it might cause the body. I mean, for example, I remember Russell Brand in one of his interviews about taking, when he used to take heroin, saying that he would frequently take with people that have limbs missing, eyes missing, as a direct consequence of their habit, but that they would continue regardless of harm, because clearly they were absolutely addicted. And addicts need to use regularly in order to avoid withdrawal symptoms. It is possible to be dependent without being addicted, but the two are very closely linked. How do we diagnose dependency syndrome? In case you're getting worried, is there anything maybe that I might have a dependency on? The medical term for addiction is dependency syndrome. And it is when using a substance becomes more important than other behaviours, and there is a strong and overwhelming need to take the substance. And in the International Classification of Disease, they outline what the classic signs of substance of addiction actually looks like. So a strong desire, as we've said, to use substance despite harmful consequences, difficulty in controlling use, a higher priority given to the substance than to other activities or obligations, experiencing withdrawal symptoms when substance use is reduced or stopped, and finally an increased tolerance to the substance, which means that the user is increasingly using larger amounts to get that same kind of buzz that they previously got. Okay, guys, as said, could you go to page 182, 183, which is the attached document, and if you could write down the key terms and write down all key notes, that'd be fantastic. Good luck.